Getting your company ISO 27001 certified is not mandatory. However, most companies decide to go for certification because they see the benefits in doing so. So let's see what the certification audit looks like so that you know what you are expected to do during implementation. The certification audit has 3 stages. The Stage 1 audit is also called the document review. This is where the auditor from the certification body comes to your company, reviews all the documents, and compares them with the standard. If something is not compliant, the auditor will report this as a nonconformity. This part of the audit is rather theoretical, and if you use the templates from Conformio, you will find it rather easy to pass this stage. The Stage 2 audit, called the main audit, is more difficult to pass because the auditor will come to your company but will not focus on your documents anymore. Instead, they will walk around your facilities and start interviewing your employees. So you have to be aware that the auditor can speak to anyone in the scope of the certification. Let's say that you have written a backup policy. Of course, the auditor will know about this policy because he or she has read it during the Stage 1 audit. And let's say in this policy you have written that the backup needs to be performed every 2 hours for a particular system. The auditor will go to the system administrator and ask him to show the backup log for this system. If the log shows that the backup was done every 24 hours, then the auditor will raise this as a nonconformity because you are not complying with your own document. What does this tell you? First, don't try to write rules in your documentation that are not needed. You have to write only what you think makes sense for your company. Second, don't write documents at all if they are not required, because it is only an additional opportunity for an auditor to find that something is wrong. For instance, a backup policy is not a mandatory document in ISO 27001, so don't write it if you don't find it necessary. Third, and most important, make sure that relevant people in your company have really read those documents and that they understand what needs to be done and why it is important to be compliant with security rules. If during the audit you have received a minor nonconformity, meaning that you have some smaller problem with your information security, you will be able to get a certificate, and you will be given a deadline, which is usually 12 months, to make all the corrections. An example of a minor nonconformity would be that, in general, you performed backup according to your policy, but you missed doing it once or twice during a month. On the other hand, if you get a major nonconformity, you won't be able to get the certificate. Instead, you will be given a deadline, which is usually 3 months, to correct this nonconformity. Once the auditor has confirmed that you have closed this nonconformity, then you will receive the certificate. An example of a major nonconformity would be that you didn't perform backup at all, or that you missed a significant number of backups. Let's say that the certification body has issued you the certificate in October 2020. The certificate is valid for 3 years, which means it will expire in October 2023. During this time, the certification body expects you to maintain your information security management system, and they will perform surveillance audits once a year. The first one in October 2021, and the second one in October 2022. And in October 2023, you can decide whether to go for the recertification. During those surveillance audits, the auditor will again check your documentation and how you manage your system. So Conformio will guide you through the exact steps you need to perform to maintain compliance and to pass those surveillance audits.